Okay, let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And take a nice deep breath. And if you are sitting at your desk, feet, really try and feel the soles of the feet and the toe pads. And the heel of the foot, the and the side of the sole of the foot. Maybe, for some people, your arch is going to be on the ground. For some people, if you have higher arches, your arch will be above. And then just try and feel the big toe mound and the little toe mound and all the little toe pads. Make sure you're sitting right on top of your sits bone, so you don't want to be sitting back behind your sacrum. It just encourages you to slump. And so the purpose of sitting in a fairly aligned way is to help assist with the flow, of course, of the blood and the lymph, and of course to assist with the energy flow. So nothing's blocked. We have all these obstacles, so at least if we're sitting in a reasonably aligned manner, we make our job just a little bit easier. So for those of you who are not able to sort of sit, of course, by all means, lie down if that's what you need to do. So don't feel that this is, like, well, I can't meditate because I can't sit up. You can. So bring your attention to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the jaw, the back of the tongue. Relax the temples, the back of the head, the back of the neck. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, and all of your limbs. And then just bring to mind this awareness of sound that's in your environment. People moving about the house, your pets. And just allow those sounds to be there, and then just notice the breath, sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And then be aware of what's going on in the mind. And check again, is it the same as last night or this morning we did this? Has my mind shifted? Has my mind changed? So, when we're in the middle of some difficult time, whether it be a big change, or someone that we love has been badly injured, or, some difficult situation has arisen in our life and we get completely wrapped up in it. And then what's really easy to see is that, you wake up in the morning and you feel a bit different, the mind's calmed down, and all that same kind of craziness is gone. So what that means is the mind can change. It's impermanent. All of these thoughts that arise in our mind, they can shift, they can change. So try not to criticize what's going on or think that maybe you should be doing it any differently. or think that, don't think, oh, I'm not enough, I haven't done enough. Everything you're doing right now is perfect. The fact that you even just showed up this evening, anything else from just showing up becomes a bonus. Bring to mind all the people of your life, the loved ones, the ones you don't like so much and are strangers. And imagine they can all change place at any time. This friend, this enemy, this stranger. And then think they're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So think there is no negativity that can't be purified. So we're going to do this purification practice for all these people of our life and for ourselves as we're moving along our spiritual path with this thought in mind. There is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we're creating negativity with our mind, so equally we can change that and create positivity instead. And we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma, and we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of the future suffering that we ourselves will experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret the anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. And so here we have our Vajrasattva image. And so he's really quite beautiful. And imagine he is also made of light. This is a light body. So if all of that detail is a little bit complicated for you, just imagine you've got this ball of white light above the crown of your head, healing light, purifying light. So it's not that we need the Buddha to forgive us, Vajrasattva. We're not looking for higher power. We're looking for these methods that we can use to heal ourselves. So imagine above the crown of your head, this is also the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of someone you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who've harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you will result as suffering for them in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the benefit of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification, and we start with the body. So imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely, and it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sutokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawatata gata Vajrama me mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya sata a hum pe, Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sutokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawatata gata Vajrama me mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya sata a hum pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawatata gata Vajrama me mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya sata a hum pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawatata gata Vajrama me mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya sata a hum pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawatata gata Vajrama me mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya sata a hum pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawatata gata Vajrama me mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya sata a hum pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawatata gata Vajrama me mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya sata a hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawatata gata Vajrama me mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya sata a hum pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anorekta me boa sawa sidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajra me mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. And vajra safa samaya manupalaya vajra safa dina patita. Diru me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anorekta me boa sawa sidi mempi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajra me mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. And Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Didu Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shayam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Humpe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Didu Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta me boa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. And vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Didu me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anorekta me boa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. And vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anorekta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. So now feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with the speech. And next is the purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So just as when you walk into a pitch black room and you flick on that switch, the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment and neediness and depression and bitterness and grudges, anxiety, jealousy, all of this is instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Am Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. Am Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. And Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita didu meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. And Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita didu meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. And Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. And Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now, there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dira meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dira meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. So now feel completely purified, not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the fourth and final step in the purification process, and a really crucial one. So this is where we make a decision to try and refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. And so once we make this decision, we have this aspiration to not harm. It changes everything. It changes the way you deal with an insect that is somehow got inside your house and can't get out. So just rejoice in your efforts in changing the way you walk through the world and changing your own internal dialogue. And so it doesn't matter if you've only made a tiny baby step. Just to even think about challenging the ego as it's arising is just truly amazing. So just rejoice for that and just feel happy for everybody else that's in the Zoom room with you, doing the same thing. And this determination to try and refrain from harming is what gives us the strength to change. So Vajrasattva imagines delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on the emptiness of he calls them the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you do understand this concept, emptiness, place your mind there for a moment. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They don't exist from their own side. You can also think the way things exist may not necessarily be the same as the way I'm perceiving them. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice this evening ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then just make a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, to be able to continue to teach, for the swift return of precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche's unmistaken reincarnation, and for all of our precious teachers. And you have down there in Santa Fe such a rich offerings from the teachers down there. You know, all these geshes that are coming through now. Kind of amazing. So very, very fortunate, you people. All right. Lots of love, everyone. Good night. I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe until then. Okay. Bye-bye. Sweet dreams, everybody. Good night.